Okay, what else can we do with strings? We can concatenate them. This means unify two or more strings into a single string. You can do this with the plus operator, like you would do when adding two numbers. So, x equal to Cisco, this is a string, and y, also a string, equals to 2691, a Cisco model name. So let's add them together. X plus y gives us Cisco 2691. Okay, nice. Another thing we can do is string repetition by using the multiplication operator. So x times 3 gives us Cisco 3 times. X times 10 gives us Cisco 10 times, and so on. Nice. You can also verify if a character is in a string or not using the in and not in operators. This applies when having huge strings, but for now we will stick with our X string, which is Cisco, and check if the character O is inside this string. So O in X gives us true, okay, because O is the last letter of Cisco. Now let's verify if B is in X. Of course it isn't, and it gives us false. Now let's also use the not in keyword. So B not in X. This gives us true because we negate the existence of letter B in Cisco, which is indeed true. Now what's the deal with string formatting? Let's say we have some kind of string template and we want to constantly modify only a few words. Something like this. I have it saved somewhere, okay. So this is the string. This is a part from a Cisco router output. Okay, we want to keep this string as a template and just change the model name, the number of slots, and the iOS version a number of times. So this would be something dynamic. For this, we will use the percent operator, followed by s for strings, the percent d for digits, digits, this means numbers, okay, and the percent f for floating point numbers. Okay, so let's return to our string. This is it. Let's say we want to constantly modify the Cisco model name, the number of slots, and the iOS version. We will use the format operators we talked about. So %s because 2600xm is a string. We may use %d for the number of slots, or we can also use %s because it is part of a string, so it is treated like a string. And let's do the same for the iOS version, so %s again. Next, we should specify the format operator, which is the %sign. This is used to associate every format operator within the string with the values we will enter inside parentheses. So, open parentheses and close parentheses. For the first %s, we will have the Cisco model name, so in between double quotes, 2600xm. For the second %s, we will have the number of slots, which is 2. And for the third %s, we will have the iOS version, which is 12.4. Okay, so that's about it. Let's test it. Now we see that Python replaced the format operators with the values inside the parentheses. So we have the Cisco model, the number of slots, and the iOS version replaced correctly. Okay, now we can do this a couple of times with different values. So let's replace the model name. Let's say 2691. Let's say we have 4 slots and the iOS version is 12.3. Okay, so the string was updated with the new values. Let's try this one more time with, I don't know, 7200, no slots, and iOS 12.1. Okay, so this works as a charm. Nice, and it is useful too. Now it's time to wrap up with strings by learning about string slices.